Invest in yourself. What does that mean? What does it mean to invest in yourself? When people say invest in yourself, does it mean like go to school, go to college, or just save all your money in a bank account and never touch it? This is my take on investing in yourself. I think investing in yourself is just investing in your own self-knowledge, on independent study, because once you leave college, you're not done learning. You gotta keep on learning forever, man. And if you're not gonna be willing to learn and you're just living a life full of mediocrity and normalcy, I'm pretty sure there's something that you can like pick up, read, or watch a video about, and it can probably teach you a thing or two. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the stuff that I invested in myself. This is my library. I got a little light stand here. Let me just move that out the way. There. But it's not a very big library, and I think even though it's not that big, it's still a lot for me. Like, this is all within a year. I have really gotten into reading. Before, I used to hate reading, especially as a child. I was always like forced to read things I didn't care about, and that went on for years. Like elementary, middle school, high school, for sure. Just like reading things I don't really care about. Like, I don't care. It had nothing to do with comics or anime or manga because that's what I was into at the time. So, but getting older, even in college, there was some things I didn't really care about reading for, unless it was like something pertaining to something that I really need, like skills. Like if there was a book on how to draw something better, I would totally spend money on that book just to like see if it can help me out. And that's where I am more like specifically driven to. Is only like to spend money on self-help books. All right, so I would have a fifth book on me, but I lent it to a friend because I felt like it was a really good and important book that I think everyone should read. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Yeah, dude, like You Are a Badass is one of those books where I didn't know what I was gonna get, but all I knew was just self-help because it just basically saying you as the viewer, reader, person who's like now consuming this piece of literature or form of media, you are a badass, and I'm gonna tell you why you're a badass. And I think it was really cool. It was something like I wish that more people talked about, or it was something I wish I got a little bit more encouragement growing up. And a lot of times you have to find your own self-confidence, and it's kind of hard sometimes. You spend plenty of years just kind of wallowing in it, and that's why I was always anxious, and I was really like just afraid to even like put myself out there, like even to this day, but I'm getting better at it. But yeah, You Are a Badass, I highly recommend that book, especially if you have self-confidence issues or you're suffering from a lot of stuff that subconsciously you have no idea where it comes from, like a lot of resistance from conversations, or if you have an issue that you know that you can spot on why you get tensed or whatever, and you don't know where it's coming from, I really suggest you read You Are a Badass, because it put my life in a totally different perspective, and I started narrowing down all the stuff that I didn't like about myself, and I understand where it was coming from, and I was able to like pinpoint it and just kill off all those negative thoughts about myself or whatever, and just build myself up back again, type of thing. How to Draw by Scott Robertson. Like, this is a book that everyone should buy. If you're an artist, you should buy this book. Break down the 3D space very clearly, and also very complicatedly. It's a pretty big, thick book. To be honest, I have not gotten through it, but this is my Bible in a way, where if I'm having an issue, I always turn back to this book and I review a subject until I get to a certain level that I'm feeling comfortable in, and then I always go back. This is the book where I always go back to when I feel comfortable. Like if I'm feeling too comfortable about like art and like there's something I'm probably missing, which is probably something I am always missing in, because I am still a larvae or caterpillar. Dave Asprey's Headstrong. Little fun fact about myself. I used to be 300 pounds. Yeah, I used to be 300 pounds. I was really big. It was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. When you first start your fitness journey and you start trying to like lose weight. When I was going to the gym, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was following like a guide online, and I just did a lot of research before going and setting myself up to a gym. I went to YouTube and Google to figure out what cures depression, and it's mostly working out and eating right. So I was like, all right, no more McDonald's for me. And I am totally fine with not having junk food anymore if I don't ever have to feel that way again. Like staying in your bed for hours looking on your phone, especially like with social media, and you're in your bed and you're not really moving and you're just letting your phone die, and you let it die because yeah. Dave Asprey's Headstrong is all about biohacking your body, where you can get the efficient amount of rest that you need, that you'll never feel tired. You have the most energy to work. Cognitively, you are using your brain to its fullest potential, and that's where I'm on right now. Like, I want to be able to learn art as fast as possible. And if you guys watch me on Twitch, I stated that my work will jump from a certain standpoint to another next year. Trust me, I'll be like halfway in the door, like working somewhere as a freelancer, or I'm gonna be like making my own stuff or something. July 9th, 2020. If you follow me on Instagram, like, I remember I said this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram and just check out the progression. If you lack in composition and you want to become a better storyteller, get this book. This is the only book you need. To be honest, to be real, Framed Ink is a great book for composition. I always refer back to this book a million times to try to get a feel for a scene if I'm drawing one out. Before I just read it, now I'm like kind of like going into it now, and I'm just trying to imply a lot of the stuff that I'm learning so far, especially when it comes to how to render in Photoshop or how to draw certain things. Now it's time to put them all together and turn into a tasteful scene or something. So I said Frame Ink. Frame Ink is really good. If you guys follow Tony Infant on Instagram or DeviantArt or Patreon, he references this book, and I was like, oh my god, me too, I got that book. Steal Like an Artist. I was always told to like get this book, and I don't know, it was like one of those books that was always in the back burner, because I would get recommendations for books, or I would go through the book's recommendations I just finished reading, and then just going through recommendations after recommendations after recommendations. And then randomly I just picked up this book by passing, or I think I saw it in my Amazon cart, and it was like super cheap, and I was like, why not? So I bought the book, and yeah man, there's like 10 chapters, and it's great. It's great. It's like 10 chapters. It kind of breaks down on what makes something original and what doesn't make something original, and understanding that as an artist, it could be you as a writer, it could be you as a musician, you making music or whatever, especially painters or artists in the creative field, that no one's ideas are original. Everything's already been thought up. And the only thing that separates someone's work from the masters, or something that makes it just seem like it's original, is that that person has had thousands of references in his mind, or that he's been studying from other people. So let's say if you have your top favorite artists, which are like 5, right? And then if you look at your top 5 and then you start looking into your top fives and their top fives, therefore creating something that's like original. But a lot of us kind of just stop at our top five. So when you see certain artists like, oh, like let's say White Manga, oh, his style's kind of like Bleach, Naruto, whatever, you know, because that's what he was inspired by. That's like the type of stuff he was into. Or storytelling, he probably been inspired by something else. So Still Like an Artist kind of like cleared up a lot of stuff that I had problems with. I really struggle with the idea of like not having a style, or that I need a style or something, but that's not the case. It's just do what makes you happy. That's my firm belief now. Just draw whatever makes you happy. When I sketch in a manga-like style. When I paint, I try to go painterly, but it turns into like a fifth grader's drawing or a fifth grader's finger painting. So yeah, just do what makes you happy, man. Well, you guys have a goodie. You have a good one. If you guys like this video, you can just give it a like. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I'm just to start making more videos in the future, hopefully in better quality, because like I'm kind of like pinched on time. More quality content coming your way when everything gets normal around here.